She rises from ancient lore, shrouded in mystery. Lilith, called the first woman, is still debated and intriguing today. She is a figure of intense debate and curiosity. Known through history, the details of her life are still hidden. Scholars and those seeking spiritual answers are puzzled by her. Her story challenges old ways and stands for independence, breaking old rules for women. Lilith's strong spirit shows a big change from old times. She is known for not following the rules of ancient society. Instead, she became a symbol of freedom that still speaks to us today. Her story is beyond just old tales. It leads us to think about women's freedom in new ways. In our modern time, her tale makes us think about equality and power in a fresh light. Watch this video to the end to fully understand this beautiful story and how it can impact your life. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more enlightening stories like this. Join us on this incredible journey. Unlock lessons that could transform your challenges into opportunities for growth. Let's go to the story. In ancient times like Mesopotamia and Hebrew folklore, Lilith stands out. She's known as Lily too. People used her image to protect mothers and babies. She symbolizes independence for women and the tough parts of being a mother. Lilith is a mix of light and dark, life and loss. Hebrew stories changed Lilith. She said no to Adam and became a symbol of women standing up for themselves. This change made her a key symbol against men overpowering women. Her story shows how power and gender have always been discussed. Lilith stays important across different cultures, showing her power for autonomy and fighting back. Lilith's different faces in myths show her big role. She shows both caring and destructive sides. This mix asks us to think about ancient stories and leaders. Lilith fighting against men's rule is a big lesson for today. Her story helps us see how ideas about women have changed over time. In the biblical narrative, we find the Genesis creation accounts with a unique story. It tells of two different ways humans were made. Some believe both man and woman appeared together. Others know the story where Eve was made from Adam's rib later. This difference leads to various discussions. Some say Lilith was actually made at the same time as Adam. This idea is important in Jewish stories. It shows Lilith as strong because she didn't agree to just be Adam's helper. She left Eden. Many see her as a symbol of freedom and standing up for herself. In the Old Text, the Alphabet of Ben-Sira, Lilith's story is clear. She was Adam's first partner who left him on her own. This happened because she wanted to be her own person. Many later cultures saw her as a protector of children, showing her story's lasting influence. The Genesis creation accounts are more than just stories. They make us think about important religious myths and the roles of men and women in those stories. Lilith's story changed art from the old days to now. She shows a mix of good and bad, drawing us in. She's more than just looks. She makes us think about women and power too. You might see Lilith with wings, not fitting in the human world. This makes us think about her story in a new way. With Lilith, we can talk about being your own person, drawing others near, and going beyond. Lilith went from scary demon to freedom symbol. Art adds new stories to her old ones, making her matter now. People think about freedom and rebelling because of Lilith, and that's pretty cool. Lilith as a muse shakes up old stories. Everyone, artists and watchers, gets to wonder about myths now. We end up talking about women, power, and how we change over time. Lilith is seen as a strong figure for women. She goes against old stories to show the way for early feminism. Her fight for independence is still important for women today. She stood up against Adam and for herself. This act is a big deal. It makes us think about the gender roles we have now. Her story supports modern conversations about women's rights. Lilith's tale remains powerful. It shows how far we've come in discussions on gender. Her story keeps empowering women. She is remembered as a key figure in the push for women's rights. Her impact endures. Lilith left Eden, turning her back on its beauty. This was a big move against men who ruled. She didn't only leave, she also said no to the set role for women in her days. Her choice shook up the idea of power and what was expected. By saying no to men, Lilith helped start talks about freedom for all women. She made a path for women to choose their own ways. Many find her story inspiring today. For them, Lilith is a hero who fought against wrong rules and stood for being truly free. Feminists love Lilith for daring to leave such a perfect place. She dared to want more for women. Her action shows that women have power too. She leaves a strong message to keep fighting for fairness and freedom. Lilith is a key figure in myths due to her deep and mysterious nature. She stands for strong independence and fights back against big challenges. Even though she's often seen as dark and scary, she brings a lot of lessons. People told stories of Lilith as a creature of the dark, hurting people at night. These tales show how people fear what they don't understand. They reflect society's fears back then. This shows she might not really be so bad, but a reflection of her time's worries. Lilith's story challenges us to look beyond the scary tales. By doing this, we see the lessons these stories give about society and history. She's a powerful symbol that still makes us think deeply today. In history, Lilith's story is very interesting and full of secrets. Lilith is a key figure in religious stories, but her story is not in most religious texts, which leaves people wondering about her. She is missing from texts like the Hebrew Bible. This shows that her story might have been kept out on purpose. By looking at other texts and clues, we can start to understand her better. Studying these old stories can show us how religions and beliefs change. It helps us see the roles of power, gender, and belief in the past. This is important for learning about our history and the stories we still tell today. Lilith's story grabs our attention in many ways. It deeply affects how Lilith in literature and pop culture influence change. Her rich and puzzling character allows for lots of different views. This shows how old myths can change over time. In books, Lilith moves from Dante Gabriel Rossetti's poems to John Milton's famous Paradise Lost. Each writer gives a different take on her. She goes from a demon to someone who's just misunderstood. Today, Lilith appears in many new forms, both scary and strong. TV shows like Supernatural and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina have made her story new again. They show she's still a big deal and can be seen in many ways. Lilith has become a complex and interesting character in modern stories. Lilith's story keeps inspiring more and more creative works. This shows how much people like her and how she fits into different times. Her long history in myths is a treasure trove for new writers and creators. It makes sure Lilith stays a part of our books and shows for a long time. Lilith's story is looked at from two angles: psychological archetype and Lilith gender studies. They show how myths and psychology mix. Carl Jung saw Lilith as a symbol for the hidden side of women. This includes being strong and going against the usual rules. In the study of gender, Lilith is key. She shows the fight for women to be free and powerful. Her tale shines a light on the challenges women face to be their own masters. This adds deep thoughts to how women's roles are seen today. It talks about being free from old ideas. Lilith's story is more than just old myths. It's a sign in our talk about gender, freedom, and the mind. Studying Lilith makes us think about our own ideas more. It asks us to look closer at what we think about women, then and now. Lilith's story is very old, but still matters today. She began in ancient myths and is still important to how we think now. Lilith makes us wonder and look deeply into what her story means. She stands for not giving up and being free, as strong now as before. Lots of people today talk about Lilith and what she means. She's like a light on today's problems with men and women. Her story feels real today. She connects our past and now, making her an important figure. Lilith helps us think about who we are, both alone and in our world. Lilith's story is more than history. It's about the power of tales and symbols. Her tale keeps on inspiring us, urging us to be true to ourselves. Lilith is still important today, spreading her influence widely in our culture and on what we think about women. She continues to inspire, her significance still strong in our minds. If today's journey through ancient legends and timeless tales has captivated your imagination, please consider giving us a like and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement helps us keep these incredible stories alive and share them with a wider audience. By subscribing, you become a vital part of our community, dedicated to preserving and celebrating the power of mythology. Thank you for spending this time with us. Until our next mythical adventure, keep the legends alive in your heart.